Hey, this is Jordan from Jersey, and this is what I thought of the comics I read the week of September 10th, 2009. So let's start out with a slightly belated review. That's Viking number 3 from Image Comics. I would have loved to review it when it came out. Unfortunately, it seems it's selling horribly, which means my shop didn't order it, and neither did the other shop in the area, because I checked, so I had to have it special ordered for me. But it's worth it. If you didn't watch my other video, I understand it was only on Viking Comics, but look at the artwork on this. It's beautiful. The comic is huge, holding it up to another comic here. It's bigger. It's good quality. The art inside, it's just gorgeous stuff. But if you don't pick it up, comics like this, they just won't come out. So buy Viking. It's really good. Adults only, though. Next up, we have the final issue of the Dark Avengers, Dark X-Men crossover, Exodus. I have been reading the whole thing, and originally the idea was I would just hold off on reviewing any of them until they were all out, and then I just review the whole thing in one lump sum, a one-off episode, but it's not worth its own review. This issue I actually liked the most, probably, and that's only because there was lots of fighting and explosions, and when that's the best thing in your book, I can't really recommend it. It was okay. It just felt like very well tread on ground, and I'm not even a big X-Men reader, but I've read pretty much everything in here before in some other comic, mostly X-Men comics, really. But here is one thing I do want to point out with both this and the next comic, Avengers the List. You read the comic, you get to the end of the story, and then we got the 6, 7, 8, whatever page preview in the back. Just save your money, Marvel. You don't really need to print all this extra stuff. That's for an X-Force spinoff, and I'm pretty sure that sells pretty well. And then the other book, it's just more the list stuff, but it's kind of annoying. You think you have more comic left, you don't. And, not a fan. Not a fan. But while I'm not a huge fan of the, 6-page previews at the end of the comics, I did actually like the one-shot Avengers the List. The only Avengers books I read are Avengers the Initiative and Dark Avengers, so I know next to nothing about Ronan, which is the character you see on here. I mean, I know he's Hawkeye and everything, or the old Hawkeye. But this issue is really good. Hawkeye Ronan gets really sick and tired of the way things are and decides he's going to act, and he does so. Now, quite frankly, I really like the whole Dark Reign status quo, and I'd like them to keep it there for, at least another year or two. I understand they won't. I understand they probably can't for whatever reason. And if they're going to get rid of it, this is a good way to start. But, come on, Marvel. I like Dark Reign. The villains are awesome. But so is Ronan. He's cool. I might have to check out some more of his stuff after this book. And next up, we have Marvel Zombies Return, issue 205. I loved issue number 1 of Marvel Zombies Return, but I didn't really love this issue so much. It was okay, but I don't know if it was just that it focused on Iron Man, and he's not really one of my favorite characters. I love the armor, that's cool, but the whole character doesn't really do a whole lot for me. And this Tony Stark in this book, he just came off as sad and annoying more than anything else. I don't know, but Jim Rhodes was cool, as usual, so hopefully he stays around for the next few issues. And next up, we have Ender's Game Command School, issue 1 of 5. I did read Ender's Game Battle School, and also Ender's Shadow Battle School. They're both great. I wasn't doing these videos at that time, so I wasn't here to tell you that, but I am now. They're great. Pick them up. The only Ender's Game book I've actually read is the first one. I tried to pick up one of the sequels and couldn't really get into it for whatever reason. It was a busy time in my life anyway, so I didn't have much time for reading. But I might have to go back and check them out now, because let's bring back some good memories of how good Ender's Game is. And yeah, check it out. Good stuff. And next up, we have The Amazing Spider-Man, issue 604. So if you're a fan of Kraven the Hunter and the whole Kraven's Last Hunt storyline from quite a few years back in Spider-Man, you're probably going to want to start checking out The Amazing Spider-Man, because all signs are pointing to the Romanoff family being very, very important coming up here. The last 3 issues, including this one, focus heavily on the Chameleon, And the end of this issue, as well as the last little story in Spider-Man 600, as far as I could tell, focuses on Kraven the Hunter's wife and daughter, I believe it is, or daughter and granddaughter. I forget, but I'm sure it was laid out. So we're going to see a lot of Romanoff on Spider-Man action, I think, in the upcoming months and possibly all the way through this year. So that should be interesting. I'm not a huge Kraven the Hunter fan, mostly because his costume is stupid looking, whatever. But hey, the characters are being written pretty well, so I'm sure we can get some good stories out of it. Side note, I know I said Romanoff, I actually meant Kravinoff and Smirchikov, but that was my bad. Oops. The art was pretty solid this issue. There's actually one very specific detail of a panel I want to pick out. Mary Jane, that design on her pants, I don't know what the artist was going for exactly with him, but I just thought it was a really cool detail. Kind of nifty. And also, as it is the 70th anniversary of Marvel Comics, more or less, I had to laugh at a Days of Marvel Past actual, it's a picture of an actual advertisement layout they had quite a few years ago, in which apparently you could buy monkeys through Marvel Comics. I want to go to there. And finally this week we have Thunderbolts, issue 135, with an incredible cover. I just love that. Unfortunately, it's probably cooler than anything that actually happens in the book. The book wasn't bad, but the cover is... it's a cool cover. Nick Fury. I'm going to be more of a fan every day, sir. Every day. You astound me. But as for the book itself, like I said, not bad. Just nothing too spectacular. The art, in a lot of panels, like that one, I really like the style of it. Others, not so much. I mean, some of these, there's nothing bad about them. It just doesn't always work, the style, for me. I don't know. Personal opinion. Also, the end to this issue. A few issues back in Spider-Man, Norman Osborn pointing a gun at his face, fired the gun, and that ended the issue. Next issue, Spider-Man was fine. A very similar thing happens at the end of this issue. I hope the same thing happens because that character's cool. Don't want that character to die. Don't really see Marvel killing that character off anytime soon. But nobody else could think of anything to do other than have Norman Osborn shoot somebody point blank in the face with a standard gun. He's got armor, pumpkin bombs. Vary it up a little bit. That's all I'm saying. So that's it for the comics I read the week of September 10th, 2009. I know I missed War of Kings, Who Will Rule, the one-shot conclusion epilogue thing, but either they were sold out when I got to the store, or I just saw it and didn't register that, oh, I need to pick that up. Oops. I'll try to get it next week if I can. Sorry. I want to read it too.